What's up, beautiful people? It's been a long time since I made a video. I'm going to just put it out there as transparent as possible. I only do videos when I get the feeling, when a topic comes to my mind, when I have something to discuss. I ain't going to just get on here wasting y'all time. I really want this video to be short, so I'm going to try to keep it less than 15 minutes. So let's get right into it. I'm making this video because tonight I want to discuss narcissists and how they try to kill your self-esteem so that you'll only seek validation in them. Have you ever noticed that when you're dealing with a narcissist, especially in a relationship, so if you're dealing with a narcissistic person in a relationship, how at the beginning of the relationship when y'all first get together, they give you so much validation. You're the most beautiful woman, the most handsome man. They always want to be up under you, touching and kissing and showing lots and lots and lots of affection. And then slowly but surely, with time, maybe I would say 3 to 6 months after you're in the relationship, you notice that admiration and that affection starts to decrease drastically until the point where it almost stops and you're asking yourself, well, what happened? And you're seeking that admiration and that affection and that validation from this person, but they're no longer giving it to you. But they gave it to you so much that you became used to it, kind of like you were dependent upon it. Well, let me tell you something. These type of people, narcissistic people, they do all of that on purpose. They strategize how they deal with certain people in their life that they deal with. And the people that they're in romantic relationships with, they definitely strategize how to control you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And giving you all kinds of admiration and affection early in the relationship, the term that we like to use for it is love bombing, and then taking it away from you drastically is all a part of their emotional manipulation. They know that you're seeking validation from them. They know that you're looking to them to tell you how pretty you are today, or how your hair looks, or how nice your outfit is, or how handsome you are, or whatever the case may be. And they know that not hearing that from them and not getting that validation from them does something to you. It breaks your self-esteem bits and pieces at a time. And if they can break your self-esteem all the way down to the level that their self-esteem is on, because remember, a narcissistic person has low self-esteem, which is why they seek validation and so much supply in other people, because they need that extra person to make them feel a certain kind of way. You know, they don't have any self-esteem within themselves. They come off as if they think that they're the best, most wonderful people in the world, but deep down inside, they don't really know how they feel about themselves at the end of the day, or they feel very low about themselves at the end of the day. So they seek other people to boost them up and pump them up to give them that great feeling about themselves that they don't have naturally within themselves. Whereas most people like you and I take care of yourself. You love yourself. You think you're a great person. You have these traits about yourself that you like, so on and so forth. But these people, they don't have that. So they seek to kill your self-esteem on purpose, knowing that if they can kill your self-esteem, that they're bringing you down to their level. And now you're going to seek your validation through them. And if they give you or don't give you the validation, either way, they still have control over you. Anytime that you seek a thought about yourself, or you conform the thoughts of yourself based on the viewpoints or opinions of other people, that person has control over you in some form or fashion. You never want to look to another person to make you feel a certain type of way about yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to love yourself for who you are, regardless of how anybody else feels or thinks about you or portrays what they feel or think about you. Remember, a narcissistic person can be obsessively in love with you and still make you feel like they hate you all at the same time, to kill your self-esteem, to kill your joy, to take away your light, and to take away your happiness. They're dark people. They live in the darkness. They tread in the darkness. They are of the devil. And they're here to kill, steal, and destroy. That's your spirit. That's your emotions. That's your mental capacity. That's anything. They're out here to make it to where you are completely susceptible to their mistreatment, to their demonic ways, to their manipulation, to everything that they have to dish out, until you are all the way broken down as a person and you have nothing else to give and you're on the exact same level as they are. Think about the narcissistic people that you know. Some of them, grandiose narcissists, they live well, but most narcissists, They either live mediocre or they live bad. Any kind of steps they might make ahead won't last long. They'll always get knocked back and back and back, further and further, because the steps that they take to gain anything in life, they do it in a wrong way. They manipulate people and they use people to get what they want out of life and to get to the next level. So they'll never stay at that high level that they might have gotten to by using somebody else for long, because they always got things in ill-mannered ways. So those things that they got and possessed will be taken away from them with time and quickly. This leaves them with feelings of low self-esteem, feeling low, or feeling less than and unworthy, because they don't have the things that they see other people around them have, nor do they have the potential or the light inside of them to go out and seek to gain those things. They rather use and step over other people. So I said all of that to say this, because I said I want to make the video short. If you or somebody you know has been in a narcissistic relationship or is getting out of a narcissistic relationship and you're still seeking validation from your narcissistic partner or ex-partner, please stop. Listen, I dated somebody for 2.5, almost 3 years, who was a narcissist. I didn't know he was a narcissist until the relationship was over and things just started to come to me. Information started to come to me, and I started to replay the relationship in my head and match things up and realize that I was in a narcissistic relationship. I have been gaslighted. I've been love bombed. I've been broken down in ways that I didn't know that I could be broken in, and had to rebuild myself back up over time, and am still rebuilding myself back up. These people are your lowest of people. It's very important that you know who you are on the inside, and that you shape and mold your own idea of yourself, that you love yourself, that you cater to yourself in ways that another person cannot, so you don't seek that from them. The best love is self-love. If you're relying on the love and the validation of somebody else, you're giving them the power to break you in every aspect and in every way. And those people, they're going to do it. A narcissistic person is going to do it. I remember I used to seek validation from my ex all the time. I wanted him to tell me how pretty I was. I wanted him to tell me how I looked in this, tell me how I looked in that, like all my pictures on social media, blah, 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 blah. And when he didn't do those things, I felt less than. I felt unworthy, but that's exactly what he wanted. Because the more I felt that way, the more I came to him to get that feeling, and he knew that, and the more control he had over me. Even after we broke up, I still would seek that validation in him, and he knew that, and the more and more control he still had over me. All of it is about control at the end of the day, whether in a narcissistic relationship or with a regular person. You can't let anybody else shape your image of yourself. Most people don't even love themselves properly, so how can they love you properly? Narcissistic people really don't love themselves, so they definitely cannot love you. Everything that they did in the beginning, all the love bombing, all the affection, it was all fake. It was all to get you reeled in how they wanted you reeled in, so they can get you to where they needed you to be, so they can control you, so they can gain supply from you and get all the validation from you that they needed for themselves to boost their self-esteem and their ego up. And when they're done with you, they're going off to the next person to get more and more supply from them. These people can't be in healthy relationships because they're unhealthy in the mind and everything that they do. They're unhealthy in their emotions. They're unhealthy in spirit. So they cannot have a healthy relationship. They cannot be in a relationship for long with one person either. These are monogamous cheaters, because a narcissistic person can't be faithful. A narcissistic person gets bored easily. They get tired of being around the same people and looking at the same people because they get bored easily. So they're going to go off. They're going to cheat. They're going to flirt with other people. They're going to do things that are, in turn, if you're a human, if you have feelings, and if you have feelings involved in them, that's going to hurt your self-esteem. That's going to hurt your pride. But all of it is done on purpose. And you have to know that in your mind. You have to know that this person cannot not be attracted to you, because once upon a time they were in a relationship with you. This person cannot not feel X, Y, and Z towards you, because at one point in time they were with you. And no matter what they portray and what they think, yes, don't ever think they might have never loved you, because narcissistic people don't love. They don't know how to love. They don't love themselves. So they never really loved you. That was fake. But all on you, giving you all that affection and acting so attracted to you, and how they just have the sex and how you have sex repeatedly over and over and over in the beginning of the relationship. All of that is to trap you too in the mind. That overdose of sex, that's so dopamine will flow to your brain so they can control your thoughts and your mind and your emotions, which is something that you would have to read more up on, because having too much sex outside of marriage, which we're not supposed to do that anyway, but having too much sex flows dopamine into your brain, which controls and conforms the way that you kind of operate and you kind of think when it comes down to sex. It will have you feeling for it more than normal, than you're used to if you've had too much of it, which a narcissist is definitely going to try to make you or persuade you, which 9 times out of 10 you're going to do it, have more and more sex than you're ever used to having, because that's another way that they can form and have control over you. But anywho, back to what I was saying. They don't love themselves, so they can't love you. But at the end of the day, yes, if you're with were or are with a narcissistic person and you're feeling like low, you're feeling unattractive, you're feeling less than man or woman because this person is not giving you the validation that they want you to give you, but you see them giving validation to other people, men or women, they're doing it on purpose. They know what it does to you. They know how it affects you. They're doing it to keep the upper hand. They're doing it to keep control of the situation. Don't let it fool you. Know that you're a beautiful woman. Know that you're a handsome man. Know that you're smart. You're intelligent. You possess all the qualities God gave you that you need to be great in this life. And they really are envious, hateful, and jealous of those qualities. So in order to get you to doubt yourself and to question who you are as a person, man or woman, whatever the case may be, because this video is not for just women, it's for men, it's for anybody who's been in a situation with a narcissistic person and they felt this way. They want you to feel low. They want you to feel less than. They want you to feel unworthy. They want you to feel unloved. They want you to feel all of these things because they know that all of these things is going to break you down. And the more broken you are, the more control they have over you. At the end of the day, love yourself first. Don't seek love in other people, because love in other people is only temporary. At the end of the day, you have to know who you are. At the end of the day, you have to stand firm in who you are. And you have to be able to recognize when something is not right, when people are manipulative, and when people are out to really kill, steal, and destroy from you. And a lot of people are. That's why it's safe to better to protect your energy. It's better to protect your spirit from people, because we never know when people have motives sometimes until it's too late. But then again, if we are of spirit and we're tapped into spirit, we'll recognize those red flags and we'll see them early on, and we'll be able to use our cognitive thinking to be able to get out of the situation before we're too much affected. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to make this video because I've been meeting a lot of people. I met a young lady 2 weeks ago who discussed her relationship with me with the narcissistic man that she was with, and how she felt like, he tries to break her self-esteem, how he had her feeling so low. And it just triggered something in me to make this video, because I at times and have felt the same way, dealing with people or men who are narcissistic. But at the end of the day, I have to continue to remind myself, just like you guys have to continue to remind yourself, that this is what those people want. This is how those people are. They want to kill your self-esteem. They want to be able to control you in those kind of ways. And if you keep on allowing them to conform your viewpoints and your thoughts of yourself, then they're controlling you. So they're getting what they want. Break the cycle, break the soul tie, break the trauma bond, break away from anything and everything that is negative, that makes you feel negative about yourself, because it's not of God. Anything that hurts you, anything that is negative, anything that makes you feel less than about yourself is not of God, and it's not for you, because you're a being of God. Whether you're a woman or a man, you're a king, you're a queen, gods and goddesses, and we are of God and we are of spirit. And we need to start walking and talking and acting as such, and dealing with people that we know and that we have realized, and the red flags have came up, that they're only here to emotionally, spiritually, and mentally or physically manipulate us and to break us down to their levels, is going against everything that we know that we are and everything that we should be doing. It's hindering our purpose, and it's hindering us from really walking into the path that God has set forth for us, because we all have purposes and we all have paths. Otherwise, we would not have been created. So we must know who we are. We must tap into the spirit that God put in us, and we must tap into our purpose and knowing what it is that he wants us to do for him, to glorify his name, to glorify his light all over the earth, so we can block off these demons that walk among us, that are trying to destroy us, for the God worshipers and the God-like chosen people, the set apart people that we are. So again, if you're dealing with a narcissist and you're dealing with narcissistic feelings of manipulation or not being validated, and this person that you're dealing with has you feeling less than or lower than, remember, please remember, it's on purpose. They want to do you like that. It's about control. Never let the narcissist non-validation make you feel like you're less than you are, because remember, these people feel less than within themselves, and they would love it if they can get you to come join their pity, miserable party, because misery love company. Until my next video, you guys be good, be safe. Remember, subscribe to my channel. Remember, tell a friend or a family member to subscribe to my channel. Spread light, spread love, and spread peace. I say.